The first fundamental metric we're going to look at is the on-chain data. Specifically, we're going to take a look at what's called transaction volume. So the transaction volume is a measurement of how much people are transacting on the Bitcoin network.
Oh my.
And why is that important? It's important because it tells us how much people are actually using this technology rather than just speculating on the price when it's at an all-time high. And over a long period of time, we want to see the transaction volume grow. And this can include everything from me sending you Bitcoin to you sending me it, or even sending it to something like BlockFi where you can earn up to 8.6% annual compound interest and get—
Bro, did he just talk bad about digital courses then plug himself in? Did I just see that? BlockFi pays people, man. Are you getting paid by BlockFi?
But if you go to blockchain.com/charts, this is an amazing resource. It's free,
yes,
so please use it. But it shows you a ton of different charts. But one of the more interesting charts is the transaction volume. So if you click on that, you're gonna see a graph over the last year of all of these transactions, and it looks crazy. And this is not a very accurate representation of how much Bitcoin is growing, because right now we are going through an insane growth phase where there's a lot of hype and FOMO, fear of missing out. Everybody wants to buy it. So it looks a little all over the place. So instead, if you click on all time, you can see that from the year 2009, which is when Bitcoin was created, all the way—
So he basically said that it's all over the place. It's not an accurate representation because of lower time frames. Being that it's a lower time frames, there's less data to play with. That's what I think he meant. So I'm just gonna be very clear with you guys. He was right about that, but that was the explanation behind it. Let's keep it pushing.
Until today, in 2021, you could see that their transaction volume has been steadily increasing. And this is really good. This tells us that the Bitcoin network effect has sort of taken on a life of its own, and it's started to grow and become widely accepted. And I promise I'll relate back to what this means for the price later in the video, but here's another really interesting metric to take a look at. And that is wallet data. Because what's—
Okay, really quickly before we get off this subject, I don't know if he's gonna cover it in the future of this video, but how do I say this? So he said it's not really accurate. It's not, right? So basically there's a lot of people that can make the same transactions over and over again. It doesn't really calculate how many different people are in here. Transaction volume has a lot of issues. There's also transaction volume, like he's talking about Bitcoin specifically. But I will say that, like, for example, other coins, there's a lot of things that are happening like DeFi, et cetera, et cetera. And you could even say that DeFi is happening on Bitcoin as well. So that can contribute to more transactions as well. So yeah, transaction volume is not the best. And I don't know if he's gonna fix this in the later part of this video, so bear with me. But what I think is a little bit better is something called the NVT ratio. So the reason why this is a little bit more accurate is because it's actually, if you look at here, I'm gonna read it. Bitcoin's NVT is calculated by dividing the network value or the market cap by the daily USD volume transmitted through the blockchain. So this is actually a more accurate representation of if the actual blockchain is overvalued or undervalued. And the reason being, if more people are using it and the USD value is not going up, it will be more undervalued because the fundamentals are a little bit stronger. Now keep in mind as well, he's talking about transaction volume and wallet data. Personally, those are fundamentals, but I'm gonna give you guys towards the end of this video way better fundamentals to be looking at, in my personal opinion, and maybe he will cover it. Let's see. Let's keep watching the video.